play a very key role in the supply chain of any large industrial setup. So I would like to know like how Indian SMEs are poised to grab the opportunities when the foreign global companies are setting their shops in India, and what could be the immediate challenges they might face?
Thank you, Ritesh. I'll take your second question first. The immediate challenge is to survive for the next 6 months, because we've already, there's a government platform, GEM, which is supposed to be able to, for all SMEs to supply there, and it is to be work hand in hand with the TREADS platform. There are 3 TREADS participants in this country, and I have information that some of the large corporates have started delaying payment of invoices on all the 3 platforms. So if that comes true, even after TLTRO and TLTRO2, where the who's who and the highly rated of the world are getting access to RBI doles, and they are not going to pay the SMEs, life will be very, very difficult. Now coming back to your first question, information asymmetry, what the panelists have been discussing, is a key issue. Basically, why the bank lending to the SME, any enterprise which you've set up, whether it's a greenfield, brownfield, a normal expansion, will require money. So that capital either is going to come through credit or you are going to come through equity. They have a lot of access to equity. You can go to SME IPOs, but majorly it is funded through bank credit. Now, most of the banking which happens to SMEs and around SMEs is relationship based, backed by collateral. And that is because very few balance sheet lending happens because of the information asymmetry. Nobody can judge what this balance sheet says. The few examples that we were discussing previously. The other big issue they find is to attract and retain talent who are going to interact with these multinational companies. The third issue to my mind is economies of scale. Now, this is sort of a misnomer. The very reason why they are an SME and nimble footed and more adaptable is because they have a lesser scale. And because they are a lesser scale, they are unable to get the benefits out of that. So probably they could use a cluster based approach to counter that. The third and the last point probably is we have a propensity of depending on government incentives and doleouts. Just take the example of renewable power, wind power to be specific. Wind power, say 10 years ago, was like a tax planning product. Like you do ATC, you put money in. So it was that kind of product. Today, look at where renewable has, because when the crutches were taken out, then the business felt that, okay, I have to stand on my own 2 feet with the cash flows which will drive the business. These are the few things. If we follow the principles, I think the SMEs could go along.
I'm of the view that SME is definitely poised to accept this challenge. I'm just putting an example. Say in the 2 decades before, Haldia Petrochemical set up a unit in West Bengal. It was 95, 96, 1995, 96. Thereafter, I got an opportunity to attend a seminar in Haldia. It was related to employment issues. Local people from the Haldia was creating and putting the objections that such a big investment has been made in Haldia, but the employment generation took place of few hundred people only. I was connected with the polymer industry at that time, well connected with the plastic industry. After the setting of the Haldia Petrochemical, direct employment may be lesser than 1,000, but I know the indirect employment created by Haldia is not less than 1 lakh. Say the extrusion sector, it is part of the polymer. I had the extrusion unit in 95. I set up an extrusion unit in 95, it's still running. At that time, the total capacity of West Bengal was 550 metric ton. Today, it is around 60,000 metric ton. There are more than 60 units. At that time, ours was the second unit. Today, it is more than 60 units, and every unit is giving employment to 200 to 500 people. There are number of injection, molding, there are number of sectors. So your question is, if foreign investment comes to India, whether SME is capable to grab this opportunity? Yes, I feel it is. SME is quite capable. Even we know when the Tata was putting up the project over here, 1,200 units, ancillary units were set up before the Tata could take the production activities. It will be a boost for ancillary unit, supply chain. There is, in my view, there is no lack of entrepreneur in country who can invest and set up unit in MSME if they find scope. Definitely, just before Mr. Roy told, or someone told, collateral security is a issue because the SME is mainly work on own capital or the bank finance. Equity is a very, very nominal as till now. So still for the project of 10 crore, 15 crore, 20 crore, 30 crore, SME is quite capable. And if the GN setups facilities taken place in country, SME will be able to put the ancillaries, put the supply chain, and it will create a lot of employment and growth.